Good morning, Mr. Sears, friends, family, haters, and trolls. How y'all doing this morning? Hopefully everybody is having a great morning so far. For those of you who are getting up and already gone to work, hopefully y'all have a great day at work. My truck, as of right now, is still in the shop. I've been broke down since last week. Last Thursday or Friday, I believe it is. I can't remember. My truck should be finished today, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I've been off way too long. I want to start off, hopefully. I have gotten in trouble on the other channel over there. Les, Deborah, and James. I wanted to thank y'all very much for your donations. I don't know if y'all have made it here yet or not, but I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna thank you on the other one after a week's over with also, just in case y'all are not here yet. But for those of you who are, thank y'all for being here. If you're not yet subscribed, please hit subscribe. I also have another channel. We'll be back there in about 6 more days. But I wanted to tell y'all something. You know, I hate to see, because it's not only me, but I hate to see when people actually get censored or made to shut up because of what you believe. You know, what I do on this channel is I report news that the mainstream will not report. But what I do report is actual news. Like, for example, the Gateway Pundit. I talk about the New York Times. I talk about the Washington Post. Everything I report on is actual news. And I still get suspended. Still. You know, and to me, that has taken my freedom of speech away. You know, just because you might don't agree with what I have to say, or I don't agree with what you might have to say, that does not mean that I can make you shut up. That is called freedom of speech. You know, the people who are subbed to me on the other channel, you know, they donate to support the channel. And when I get suspended for a week, I get nothing. Nothing. Nobody wants to donate to anybody who's not putting any content out. You know, and so, like during times, like now when my truck's broke down for 4 or 5 days in a row, you know, that stuff helps me. That helps me. So what they're doing to me is actually taken away from me. And the reason I'm telling y'all this, I know you probably don't want to hear me rant. I'm done ranting after this. But I'm fixing to make a call, and I'm going to email Project Veritas. Because they have this thing set up that says, have you been defamed? You know, I might not be a famous person, but they are taken away from me over my freedom of speech. And I do not agree with it. It's not right. And I'm tired of them turning the heat up on me. And then I just sit back and just let it go. So after yesterday receiving that email that I've been suspended because of a strike for a week, I'm done sitting back. I'm fixing to make the call, and I'm going to turn the heat back up on them because they're taking away from me. But Les, Deborah, and James, thank y'all very much for the donations. Now I'm getting on with the news, and I promise y'all, you will not hear me rant anymore. But Nick Moseeder, CanCon, we all got suspended right at the same time. So that must mean we're right over the target. But anyways, on with the news. So the true narrative pushed and created by the left and the CCP, this is what happens when you become corrupt and you sell out your country and your people. There isn't a comeback from this, what they have done. There's no comeback from it. If you ask me, you should have to pay the ultimate price for what you have done. But anyways, so the true narrative. The Wu flu is a man-made bioweapon released from the lab in Wuhan. Fauci and his accomplices gave critical technology and funding to China to develop this weapon. Pre-hospital treatment of the Wu flu was intentionally suppressed. Life-saving information and medication was intentionally suppressed. The Zelle protocol was developed mid-March 2020. Hydrochloroquine, zinc. This protocol reduced hospitalization and death by 84%. Multiple studies proved that. Academic fraud, media false propaganda, and governmental malfeasance vilified pre-hospital treatment. Out of 600,000 dead Americans, we could have saved 510,000 if they would not have suppressed. The American people have been brutalized and are victims of mass murder and crimes against humanity. That is what I was talking about. Somebody ought to have to pay the ultimate price. Immediately endorse pre-hospital treatment is a solution. Also, another solution is bring the criminals to justice. Vladimir Zelenko. Mike Lindell stated that today he is filing the biggest lawsuit against Dumb Onion and Smartmatic. He said they're putting a lot of the evidence in this case filled with huge surprises. He said the rest is for the Supreme Court, which is totally separate from this case. So he has a lot more to go besides this case. This case is very, very, very big, but he has a lot more, which is separate from this case, going to the Supreme Court. Something totally different. Mike also stated in an interview that he has about 25 attorneys that he is working with on this big case. And they said that he has 3 different pathways that he could take, but all 3 should and would result in a 9-0 vote from the Supreme Court. All right, so Dr. Lie About It All Fauci had a book that was about to be released, and it was titled Expect the Unexpected. But now, after all these emails was found yesterday, after they was all gotten and read, all of a sudden his book has been pulled from the shelf. It cannot be published. Lin Wood was sent a few pictures. He posted them last night. But he had a question, and it was a very good question. I would like to know the answer. But he actually received pictures of UN vehicles in the United States. One of the pictures he had was the UN vehicles in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. So can anybody tell me why are there UN vehicles in the United States? We are not friends. Arizona audit update. So Bennett, the guy heading the audit in Arizona, he was asked, do you have an update total? Bennett stated, the best way to estimate the total is to count that we are now down to 14 pallets that haven't been touched. And I look at that, y'all, like that's a big, big statement. Very huge. Because when they first started, they had a total of 46 pallets of ballots. And 2 pallets were full of test ballots. So they actually had 44 pallets. Now each box on one pallet. Each box had anywhere from 1,200 to 1,300 ballots per box. Now that's a lot. That's a lot of ballots, because some pallets had 40 boxes on one, some had 32. So you're looking at 40 boxes of 1,200 to 1,300 ballots per box. That's a lot of ballots. I think they said it was around about 50,000 ballots per pallet. All right. Bennett said they are completing about one pallet a day. So if you have, by today, I think they said they'll have about 13 this morning, 13 pallets. So they're completing one pallet a day. So they ought to have this morning 13 days, and the counting should be done as long as they keep doing one pallet a day. Did y'all know that in the audit in Arizona, did y'all know that out of 2.1 million ballots that they're looking at, a whopping 1.9 million were mailed? So they are also checking these 1.9 million. They're scanning them to make sure they all have the fold lines, because they said every one of them that was mailed should have a fold line. So Pennsylvania, remember, Pennsylvania went to Arizona. And one of the ones that went was Senator Doug Mastriano. Great guy, great guy. Him and his team received a briefing from the Arizona legislatures in the morning, and then they took a tour of the entire audit facility in Maricopa County, Arizona. Doug and his team received information on measures taken to ensure security, transparency, and accuracy. At the end, Doug Mastriano told a reporter he was honestly impressed. He also stated they are looking at the type of paper that was used. They are looking at whether circles were filled in by hand or machine. And he said this is the level of technology that Pennsylvania should have. He also stated if Pennsylvania is going to do an audit, then Arizona is the perfect model for Pennsylvania to go by. So that was big news from Doug Mastriano in Pennsylvania. They liked what they saw in Maricopa County. They liked the way it was being performed. He said it's very transparent. Accuracy was on point. He said security was great. So I really believe that Pennsylvania is going to do exactly what Arizona is doing. And I do believe, by the way Doug was talking, he would like to have the same people with the same equipment used in Maricopa in Pennsylvania. So that'll be something to keep a lookout for. And as I get it, I will report it. Thank y'all very much for being here. And I'll see y'all a little bit later on with a little more news. If you ever want to donate to support the channel, everything's in the description. And I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. I love y'all, man. Hope y'all have an awesome day. Thanks a lot. Peace.